Fort Lupton in possession. Jumper from the lane by Castaneda is up and no good. Rebound to go and put up and good by, we have a number 32, and I could not tell you who she is. We have a now 6-4 for the Lady Blue Devils as Abby Muslin comes in for Frick. Fort Lupton inbound far side at mid-court. They get into the hands of Castanuela. Now out on the high left wing, but there's going to be a travel called turnover by Fort Lupton as Delgado takes too many steps. Now Allie Keller with the ball up across half court to Muslin out on the high left wing. Keeps her dribble alive. Now she gets to Keller over to the high right wing. Now into the corner back to Muslin. Now they try to get it underneath to Lewis, who is in six. Fort Morgan misses a shot, rebounded by Delgado. Castanuela, now she gets it. Shot is going to be up but no good. Rebounded, kept alive by Fort Lupton. Kicking across court to Heron. Now back to Castaneda. Jumper from the left side is up and no good. Rebounded though by the Blue Devils once again. And Jimenez kicks it out to Heron, but they're going to call an offensive foul on Fort Lupton. That will go against number 33, Fletcher. It'll be her second. Lindsay Nestor into the game for the Lady Mustangs, along with Allie Keller, Lauren Staley, Abby Muslin, and Haley Lewis. Shot up and no good. Rebound taken by Nestor. That's going to be knocked out of bounds and off of Fort Lupton. So the Mustangs inbounds left of their basket. Keller to inbounds as she gets it. They get it into Nestor out past the arc. He drives it in. Now they're trying to get it underneath to Lewis, but it's going to be stolen by Fort Lupton and then knocked out of bounds by Staley. So Fort Lupton will continue in possession with 2:48 to go here. The Mustangs down 6-4. The Mustangs put on a full court press. They get by it. The shot is going to be up and good for Heron, her first two of the night. Mustangs get the ball down court now to Staley. Staley will jump up from the free throw line, is going to be up and bounces in and good for Staley. So 8-6 for the Blue Devils. There's 2:17 to go. Mustangs full court pressure once again. They get the ball down court. Nice job by Lewis to take the ball away. They call a foul on that. Called her for an elbow. If anything, it looks like it should have been a jump ball. So Keller comes out. Winsheimer comes in for the Mustangs. Now Castanuela out on the high right wing. They try to get it underneath, but the pass was out of the reach of Morgan. The Fort Morgan 2 inbound baseline. They get it into Staley. Staley now brings it up past half court. She drives past her man. Now to Nestor. It's going to be taken away from Nestor. As Castanuela now gives it back to Heron. Heron now to Morgan, being guarded by Winsheimer. Going to be through the hands of Heron and out of bounds on the far side. It's another turnover by the Fort Lupton Lady Blue Devils. Blue Devils up 8-6. Get the ball into Winsheimer. Now over to Staley out on the high right wing. Going to be taken away by Fort Lupton. Stay back in bounds to Staley. Now it's going to be off of Staley's head and out of bounds. She was ball was tipped away. We have a number 32, and we do not have a name for her. I'm sorry, I don't know who. We're going to go maybe with, I'm not sure who it is right now. Maybe Shayla Ashley. We'll go with her for right now. We don't have a number with her, so we'll go with Ashley for right now. 8-6. Shot up and no good. Rebounded though by Fort Lupton, and there's going to be a foul on the shot. And that will go on Winsheimer, her first, team fourth. I believe that's Sharon that is at the line. She will go to the line to shoot 2. First free throw is up and off the back of the rim and no good. She will get her second shot. She was fouled on the shot. That was off the side of the rim and no good. Tipped out of bounds. Off of Ashley and out of bounds. Fort Morgan will get possession. Baca in for Nestor with 1:08 to go here, first period, as Lady Mustangs find themselves down 8-6. Lady Mustangs won the first game this year with the Blue Devils 47-37. Now a turnover up carry the ball by Abby Musman. Now a 3-second time. Coach Krackemeyer. This Fort Morgan timeout is brought to you by Early Toyota East. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Early Toyota East in Fort Morgan will fit you into the car or truck of your choice. Serving all of Northeast Colorado, Early Toyota East. Lady Mustangs down 8-6 with 1 minute left in the first quarter of play. And Haley Lewis, and Staley Simpson, and Aurora Baca on the floor for the Mustangs. Possession to Fort Lupton. They set up on the wrong end of the court. Fort Lupton gets the ball in court to Castanuela. Now over to Heron. Heron over to Ashley. Ashley back over to Castanuela on the far right wing. Now baseline is going to be up and no good. Rebounded by Baca, but it's going to be taken away. A jump ball is going to be called. Possession arrow to Fort Lupton. With Heron to inbound. They get it into Ashley. They called an offensive foul. I believe that was on Ashley. Called her to the elbow, so that's her first. 42.1 seconds to go here, first period of play. The Mustangs down 8-6. They get the ball into Winsheimer. She takes it right down to the free throw line, and off to Lewis on the right corner. We get it out to Staley. Now to Mustin in the left corner. She looks to get rid of it and does to Staley. 23 seconds to go. Staley to Baca. Now taken away from Baca by Castanuela. Castanuela pass is going to be well over the head of Morgan at the baseline, so it's another turnover by Fort Lupton. With 12.9 seconds to go, they get it into Staley. Down to 10 seconds. Staley gets the ball up across half court. Now to Musman. Musman has the ball taken away, but taken by Staley. Now there's going to be a foul called on Fort Lupton. And that will go against Morgan, her first. So Fort Morgan to inbound right of their basket baseline, to Staley to inbound. She looks, keeps looking. Now it's going to be tipped away and taken by Fort Lupton, but the quarter comes to an end. So at the end of one, the Lady Mustangs find themselves down 8-6 on B106 and B106.com. So Corey Riddle is here. We just can't hear him tonight. We're having some technical difficulties until we get this straightened out. I'll be the only one you're going to be hearing for a little bit, but the Blue Devils up 8-6 as we start this second period of play. So the same five that left the floor into the first period are back on the floor for the Lady Mustangs. They get the ball into Winsheimer half court. Winsheimer for the shot up and good for Winsheimer. Nice shot by Winsheimer. Ball is going to be off the hands and taken by Haley Lewis in the backcourt. Turnover for Lupton. Abby Mussman tries to go up with it, but it's stripped away from her. Now it's going to be out of bounds and off of Heron. Christina Frick and Lindsay Nestor back into the game for Lewis and Mussman. Get the ball into the hands of Winsheimer. Frick at the free throw line. Bailey left corner. Her shot is up to no good. Going to be rebound. Finally taken away by Bailey. Now Winsheimer puts it over to Nestor. Nestor drives it down. A little jumper from the right side is off the backboard. No good. Rebounded by Winsheimer. Yes. He drives it down the baseline, but her pass is going to be tied up. And Heron, but possession will go to the Blue Devils. Now we have I believe one of the ladies has a contact out or something. Morgan for the Blue Devils. So that will bring Fletcher in. If they get the ball into Heron in the back. Nana Castanuela, she brings the ball cross court over to Heron. Layup is going to be up and no good. Rebounded, taken by, see what they do. It looks like a scrum over there. Castanuela takes it. First shot is short, taken away by Winsheimer. They get the ball down court to Frick. Frick's going to have it taken away from her, though, and it'll be a travel called on court. See who they're going to call that on. So inbound Morgan, right baseline of their basket. They get it in Nestor. Right corner, out to Winsheimer on the right high wing. Try to get it underneath Baca. Fumbled around. Finally taken by Ashley. Ashley gets it up court to Heron. Heron now to Castanuela out high, point, being guarded by Frick. Going to be taken away by Winsheimer, but then taken away back by Heron. She gets it over to Fletcher. Taken away by Staley. Now it's going to be knocked out of bounds by Heron. Ball comes in for Staley. Tricky inbound for the Mustangs as they get it into Nestor down at the right corner. Back to Keller. Keller for a free from the right side is off. Doesn't connect anything. Frick tries to save it. It will be Fort Lupton ball. 8-8. 5:55 to go here in the second period of play as they get the ball into Heron. They have a pair of sisters here, Georgia Heron and Johnny Heron. Shot is going to be up and no good. Taken away by Nestor. Now the Lady Mustangs get the ball up court, get it into the hands of Winsheimer out on the left high wing. Now underneath the Aurora Baca. Baca shot is up and just short. Rebounded to Castanuela. They pass the ball up court to Fletcher. She was running down in the corner. Pass into the paint going to be taken away by Keller for the Lady Mustangs. Still tied up at 8 with 5:10 to go here, second half of play. Going to be passed by Winsheimer. Lewis to come in. See who she comes in for Aurora Baca. Fort Lupton gets the ball up into the front court. Now over to Heron, down into the lane to Fletcher. Fletcher down to Castanuela. First shot from the right side is up and no good. Rebound is going to be taken away They're going to have a jump ball called, and that possession arrow will go through to the Lady Mustangs. So Staley keeps in for Winsheimer with 4:44 to go here in the first half of play. Keller brings the ball up. Cross court, gives it off to Staley. Now back to Keller to Nestor on the left. Now cross court to Staley. The little jumper from the lane is going to bounce around and go in. 4 points on the night for Staley. Shot is going to be up and no good by Fort Lupton. They take their own rebound, and the shot is going to be up and good by Castanuela. 4 points on the night for her. Now to Nestor, kind of in the paint. Finds it down, and then called on Fort Lupton. And that will go against Hilton, her first. To Staley in right corner. They get it into Haley at the Lewis in the lane. First shot is in and out. Frick gets the rebound, puts it up. But she is fouled on the shot, so she will go to the line to shoot 2. And that foul is going to go on Castanuela, her first. So that will send Frick to the line to shoot a pair. She misses the first. Second one is up and good for Frick. 5 points on the night for Frick. Things up 11-10 with 3:47 to go here in the first half of play. Castanuela now cross court to Hilton. Now back to Castanuela. Now it's going to be stolen by Lauren Staley. She picks it up there and takes it in for the layup. She is going to be, they're going to call it jump. So possession arrow to the Blue Devils. Castanuela now, Castanuela brings the ball up court. She's being double teamed to get the ball into Ash. Now underneath the Hilton, her shot is going to be up and no good, but there's going to be a foul called on the play. We'll see who they're going to put that on. That goes against Keller, her first. Trying to see who that is at the free throw line. Shot is up and rolls in. I believe it's Hilton that's at the line. She does make her first. Ties the game up at 11 with 3:17 to go here in the first half of play. Second shot off the backboard and in. 2 points on the night for Hilton. Now Staley brings the ball up court, gets it down to Nestor. Now underneath to Lewis. Her little layup is going to be up and good for Haley Lewis. Her first bucket of the night. Fort Morgan now with full court pressure once again. And we have a Lefta dribble the ball out of bounds. Turnover by Fort Lupton. Tricky inbounds in front of the Blue Devil bench. They get it in. Keith Keller. Now to Nestor in the right corner. Back to Keller. Frick at the free throw line. Kicks it out to Staley. Staley from the left baseline. Her shot is up. No good. Ball is tipped around. Taken by. Now they're going to have a jump ball call. So that should be. Okay, I thought it just went to Fort Lupton. It should be white ball. I thought they just had possession. Anyway, Fort Lupton with possession of the ball. They get it into Castanuela in the corner, being guarded by Frick. He gets it up across half court, past the tip, back to Castanuela. Being guarded by Frick into the paint. Her shot is going to be blocked out of bounds, but I believe they're going to call Frick for the shot. She'll get the foul. That's 3. That will be 3 on Christina. That is 3 on Frick. First shot is up and good by Castanuela. Nestor comes in, or Abby Muslin comes in the fourth trick. Second shot is going to be up and no good. Rebounded by Lewis. And she gets it up to Keller. Now to Muslin left baseline. Her little shot is going to be up and no good. Rebounded to Lewis. That is up there and good for Lewis. Now they get the ball into Heron. She gets the ball up court. Takes it all the way down. Now to Ashley on the right side. But she is going to be fouled on the shot. We'll see if it's going to be if they put that on. That is going to be on Mussman. That will be her first.
Lady Mustangs up 15-13 with 2:08 to go here in the first half of play. Second shot is up and no good. Taken away by Staley. Staley brings it up half court, now kicks it off to Keller on the right wing. Gets it back. Keller's pass is going to be intercepted by Heron as she takes it down the court all the way in and out. She gets her own rebound. That one also misses. Rebounded by Castanuela, and her shot is up and good. So tied up here at 15 with 1:39 to go. As they kick it off to Mussman on the left side. She loses it. See if she can get it before it gets out of bounds. It's going to be tipped away from Mussman by Heron. So 1:29 to go here. First half of play, all tied up at 15. They get it in to Keller. Fort Morgan looks to get that pass is going to be off the hands of Heron and out of bounds, Johnny Heron. So Fort Morgan will retain possession as they will inbounds baseline. They get it into Lewis. Lewis now to Staley. Staley across court to Mussman. Going to be tipped away from Mussman now to Keller on the right wing. Now to Lauren Staley. A little jumper from the right side is off the rim and no good. Rebounded though by Lewis, but they're going to have a foul called. And that foul will go against Castanuela, and that will be 7-team fouls. So Haley Lewis will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. So Fletcher comes in for Castanuela with 1:21 to go. So we'll see if Lewis can sink this first free throw, and she'll get a second. And that bounces around and is no good. Rebounded by Nestor. Keller, though, from the right side off the backboard is up and good. So 6 points on the night for Keller. That puts the Mustangs up by 2, 17-15. Ball is going to be tipped away, but still taken by, going to be off of Heron and out of bounds. Winsheimer comes in for Keller. Baca's coming in for Nestor. With 1:06 to go, the Lady Mustangs up 17-15. Staley now gets the ball down court. Now it's going to be into Baca. Now back out to Staley at the elbow to Lewis at the left baseline, and her shot is up and good for Lewis. 6 points on the night for Lewis, 19-15. Now as Heron brings the ball down quickly, picks up her dribble. She kicks it out to Georgia Heron. She's being guarded by Staley. Now they're going to call a foul on Staley. Looked more like she just lost her balance and went down, but
that's what it looked like there. It looked like a push foul to me.
So that will send the Lady Blue Devils to the free throw line. That shot is up and no good by Heron. Rebounded by Staley as they get it down court with 32 seconds and counting here. Kick it off to Winsheimer, now to Lewis at the post. That shot is up and no good, but she was fouled on the shot. So that will send Lewis back to the line to shoot 2. And that will go against Ashley. That'll be her second. So Lewis will get 2 shots as it was on the foul was on the shot, and that rims out. So now Lewis with her second shot, and that one is up and in. 5-point lead here for the Lady Mustangs with 25 seconds to go. Full court press again for the Lady Mustangs. So you get the ball into Heron. She gets it down all the way into the paint. It's going to be kicked over to out front to Jimenez. That is off the back of the rim and no good. Rebounded by Lewis as they try to get the ball down court. It's going to be knocked out of bounds by Heron. So Aurora Bach at the inbounds for the Lady Mustangs with 4.8 seconds. Lady Mustangs up 20-15. They look to get it in. They do get it into Staley. Shot is up and off the rim and no good at the buzzer by Winsheimer. So at the end of the first half of play, the Lady Mustangs up 20-15 on B106 and B106.com. Back here at Fort Morgan Heights with Corey Riddle, this is Brian Nickel. We didn't get to go over much of the game early on, but the Lady Mustangs come into this game averaging 43.3 points a game, giving up 50.3. The Lady Blue Devils are coming in averaging 31.7, giving up 46.3 points a game. Leading scorer for the Blue Devils this year is Castanuela. She's averaging 10.6. Delgado is averaging 5.2, and Georgia Heron is averaging 3.6. For the Lady Mustangs this year, the leading scorer is Lauren Staley at 12.4. Haley Lewis is next with 9.2. And then Christina Frick is third. She averages 7.1 points per game. So 20-15 as we get ready to start this third period of play. And it looks like possession arrow to the Lady Mustangs. Looks like let's see, it will be Lady Mustangs ball as they will inbounds at the far side of the court at half court. Frick to inbounds. She looks to get the ball in. Gets it into Staley. Staley now to Keller out on the high right wing. Now to Baca in the left corner. Frick, her shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Fort Lupton as they get the ball down to Heron. They're going to call Heron for the carry. So turnover, back-to-back turnovers here to start off this third period. As Keller brings the ball, she's going to get it down to Nestor out on the right wing. Now to Baca in the left corner. Keller gets it to Nestor. Her little jumper from the left side is going to be off the far side of the rim and no good. As Heron tries to get it on the far side, but her foot was on the line. So Fort Morgan to retain possession as Frick will inbounds just up from the baseline on the far side. She gets it into Keller. Keller's pass is going to be knocked out of bounds by Castanuela, so Fort Morgan will retain possession once again. Frick gets it into Nestor. Now back to Keller to Staley. Now they try to get it underneath the Baca and through her hands into hands of Fletcher. Now they get it into the hands of Castanuela. 50 seconds gone by here in this third period of play now as Heron takes it down the right side, but she is cut off by Keller. She looks to pass the ball. She gets it to Castanuela, and her little layup from the right side is up and no good. Rebounded by Frick. In that first game, Frick had 10 rebounds, so she had a nice rebounding game the first time they met. Now Keller tries to get the ball across half court, and she does into the hands of Nestor. Now it's going to be tipped away and taken away by Heron. She gets it into the hands of Castanuela. Now over to the other Heron. Her layup from the right side is up and no good. Rebounded up and going to be good by Ashley. 6 points on the night for Ashley. 20-17 now. Frick at the free throw line. Cross court to Staley. Now back to Frick in the paint. Her jumper is up and good for Christina Frick. 7 points on the night for Frick. Now the Lady Mustangs to put on a full court press. They get the ball into Ashley. Gets it back to Castanuela. She gets it all the way down. Her shot is going to be up and no good, but they're going to call a foul, I believe, on Nestor. I believe that is her first. Team first. They're saying that's 2 on Nestor. So Castanuela will go to the line to shoot 2. That one is off the side of the rim and no good. Castanuela on the year is shooting only at 42%. The team shoots at only 32%. Her next free throw is in and good. So 8 points on the night for Castanuela. 22-18. Now back into the hands of Keller out at the point. Nestor on the far right wing. Now they're going to have a foul called, and I believe that will go on Georgia Heron on the reach. That will be her first. Lady Mustangs inbounds far side as they get it into Keller. Now back to Staley on the right wing. Takes a dribble, gives it off to Baca on the right baseline. Back into the hands of Keller. Now to Frick to Nestor. Nestor kicks it out to Staley, left baseline. Her shot is up and no good. Now they're going to have a jump ball called, and that will go over to the Lady Blue Devils, as they will make a switch as Hilton comes in for Georgia Heron. They will inbounds left of the Mustang basket. They get it into Castanuela, being guarded by Frick. She gets it all the way down to the right side, pass into the paint. Now they're going to have a foul called in the paint. We'll see if that's on Keller. It will be. That will be her second. 22-18, Fort Morgan. The Blue Devils will call a 30-second timeout, but we'll just go ahead and keep it here for now. The boys and girls will next be on the court at Alameda, and that will be Tuesday. The girls will be on the court at 5:30, the boys at 7. We will have both games here on B106 and B106.com. So the season is closing down here. We have, after tonight, only 4 games left. That's at Alameda, and then home to Elizabeth on Friday the 13th. That won't be good for Elizabeth coming into Fort Morgan. That's going to be their downfall. Friday the 13th will get them.
I'd be worried if I was Elizabeth anyway coming to Fort Morgan.
So inbounds to the Fort Lupton Blue Devils. Shot on the right side is short, rebounded by Nestor. As Staley drives by her man, and then shot is going to be up and good for Baca from just inside the free throw line. Now they get the ball into Heron. And I don't know how somebody can go to the ground and not be called for traveling, but it is a jump ball is going to be called, and that will be possession arrow Mustangs, as they are up 6, 24-18. As Heron comes back in for Ashley. Frick gets the ball into Keller. Almost had a miscommunication there, but she did retrieve it. Now to Nestor out on the left high wing. Gets it to Baca on the left corner. Back to Keller. Now to Nestor, left baseline. Into the hands of Staley. Now to Nestor. Now her pass into the paint is going to be taken away by Fletcher as they get it into the hands of Castanuela. With 4:24 to go, third period. Mustangs up 6. They're going to call a travel on Heron. On that far side, she did the head fake, and they called her for the travel. So substitutions now for the Lady Mustangs as Nestor, Baca, and Keller come out with Winsheimer, Mussman, and Lewis into the game. So you get the ball into the hands of Winsheimer with 4:10 to go. Now there's going to be a foul called, and that will go against Heron. That will be her second on the reach. Each team with 2 team fouls here in this third period of play. Staley now out at the point, drives down the right side now to Frick, but it's going to be taken away by Heron. She tries to drive it all the way down. She's going to be called for the travel. So Winsheimer and Frick did a nice job getting back and causing her to travel. As they went by, she kind of drug her foot to stop. So nice defense by the Lady Mustangs on that possession, still up 6. Mussman out at the high left wing, now underneath the Lewis. Her little jumper from the right side is up and good for Haley Lewis. 9 points on the night for Lewis, as the Blue Devils throw it away on the far side. So
didn't look like Heron was paying attention there.
That wouldn't be the first time that they've had a pass like that and they weren't expecting it. So Heron goes out. Morgan comes in. Frick on the far side to inbounds. As they look to get it into, they do get it into Winsheimer out at midcourt. Nice screen by Staley. Now Staley gets it back from Frick. Staley for a 3 is up and good for 3 for Lauren Staley. Got this up to an 11-point lead here all of a sudden, 29-18. With 3:25 to go here in the third period of play as they get the ball out to Heron. Not to Hilton. She was thinking about the 3, but she ended up passing it over to the far side to Heron. Shot is going to be up, but going to be blocked out of bounds. They're going to call a foul on the play. And that will go on Staley. That is... They're calling only 2 on Staley. I had her down for 3. We will take the 2. So the first free throw is in and out for Heron. She missed her first free throw she had a 1-and-1 also in the second period of play and missed it. This is a 2-shot foul. And that one bounces around and goes in for her first point of the night. 10-point lead for the Lady Mustangs. They get the ball down to Mussman. Dribbles it now to the right side to Lewis. Her shot is up but no good. Gets her own rebound back. Shot is up and going to count, and she is fouled on the shot. And that foul, I believe, is going to go on Castanuela. So Lewis with the strong putback and the foul. And that is 3 fouls on Castanuela. So they need to work on her a little bit. She's the major out there on the floor for the Fort Lupton Blue Devils. And that free throw is good. 32-19, Lady Mustangs pulling away here in the third period of play. Heron gets it off to Castanuela, and she is still in the game as the ball is going to be taken by Winsheimer. Now they're going to call a jump ball, and that will be possession arrow Lady Blue Devils. Fort Lupton will make a couple of changes here. Heron comes in, and also Morgan comes in. Inbound right baseline of their basket. They get into Heron, and off of her hands. So she was taken out because she made an error on the other side. Now she gets it right back to her, and she drops it out of bounds. So not having a good night for Johnny Heron. So you get it off to Mussman out on the left high wing. Now to Lewis on the left baseline. She gets it back to Staley. Staley ends up losing it to Heron. Heron takes it all the way down, stops just by the paint. Now the shot is going to be up and good by Georgia Heron. So 11-point lead here for the Lady Mustangs. They get it to Winsheimer, now to Frick. Frick right down the lane. Her layup is up and good for Frick. Nice pass by Winsheimer. She hit Frick going down the lane. Pass is going to be underneath, And that Ashley, and that foul will count, or the basket will count, and she was fouled on the shot. And they are going to say that was on Haley Lewis, her second. So Ashley with the bucket and the free throw coming up here. Mustangs up still 34-23 with a minute 59. That free throw is in and out. Taken by Lewis. Staley now to Frick at the free throw line. She gets it off to Mussman on the left side. She drives it down, but she is going to be fouled on the drive, so possession to the Mustangs. As that is 4 team fouls apiece. That is the second foul on Morgan. Staley inbounds left of their basket. Get it into Mussman. Mussman popped for the shot, and that's off the rim and no good. Rebounded. Going to be taken away. Going to have a jump ball called, and that will be possession there on Mustangs. Heron back into the game for Morgan. Staley the inbound once again for the Lady Mustangs. Mustangs set up their inbounds. They get it into Frick in the free throw lane. Her shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Lewis. First shot is up and no good. Also, the rebound is no good. But knocked out of bounds by Fort Lupton. With a minute 36 to go here in the third period of play. The Lady Mustangs up 11, 34-23. As they get it in once again to Frick in the free throw lane. Picks up her dribble now to Winsheimer. Underneath to Lewis, and her little jumper from the left side is going to be up and good for Lewis. 7 points in this third period for Lewis, 14 on the night. Heron kicks it off to Sister Heron on the right side. Now the layup from the left side is going to be up and no good, but they're going to call another foul on the shot as Ashley will go to the line to shoot 2. And I believe that's going to go on Frick, and that will be 4 on Christina. So Ashley to go to the line to shoot 2, where she just did miss a single shot just a little bit ago. And that free throw is up and good. 9 points on the night for Ashley. Frick and Winsheimer come out. Nestor and Keller come in for the Lady Mustangs. With a minute and 11 to go here, third period. Mustangs up 12, 36-24. Second shot just grazes the rim and is no good. Rebounded by Nestor, and she hands it off to Keller. Now to Mussman on the left side. Her jumper from the left side is off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Castanuela. Now as they get the ball down court to Castillo. Castillo's under the basket too far and misses the shot. Now they're going to have a foul called, I believe, over the back as Staley had possession. And that foul will go on Heron. Be her first. So Keller brings the ball up court. Now they're going to call Keller for the travel as she came to a stop. So another turnover. Had, 8 at half, did they?
8 at half, and they're sitting at 7 already in this third period.
Fort Lupton with possession with Castillo. Now to Castanuela. Her shot is going to be blocked. Finally going to be taken by Ashley, but stolen on the baseline by Staley. So nice job there by Staley to take that ball away. Now ball is going to be tipped out of bounds off of Fort Lupton. Fort Morgan to inbounds left baseline of their basket. Up 12, 36-24 with 16.3 seconds to go. They get it into Lewis in the left corner. Lewis with possession still. Now they get it across to Mussman with 10 seconds. Now Mussman's pass is going to be errant and wide of Lewis with 8.1 seconds. So the Mustangs will put on the full court press here as they get it into Castanuela. Now they get it up court. Layup is going to be up and no good, but they're going to call a foul on the shot. I believe that's going to go on Lewis. Be third. Oh, it was underneath. They said it wasn't on the shot. So 1.9 seconds to go as they look to get the ball in. They called that on. I'm not sure who they called that. We're trying to figure out, did they call that on Lewis on the...
It almost appears that way.
I guess they called another foul on Lewis. I thought it was going to go against Fort Lupton, but that's 4 on her. And that will send Ashley to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. 17 fouls on the Lady Mustangs, 5 on the Blue Devils. Haley Lewis is kind of looking at her coach there and kind of wondering what happened. She didn't know that she did anything, so.
It's 4 on Lewis and 4 on Frick.
They'll be setting
not really good right now.
They'll be setting for a little bit. Second shot is up and no good. Rebounded to Staley at the buzzer. But at the buzzer, it is no good. So at the end of 3, the Lady Mustangs up 11, 36-25 on B106 and B106.com. Back here at Fort Morgan High School with Corey Riddle, this is Brian Nickel. Starting the 4th period of play, the Lady Mustangs up 11, 36-25. Excuse me, the Lady Mustangs have 2 girls in foul trouble. Frick with 4, Lewis with 4. Castanuela, the only one with 3 on the Lady Blue Devils. The Blue Devils have possession here, but tied up in the corner by Keller. Nice job by Keller as that possession now will go to the Lady Mustangs. They get the ball into the hands of Staley as Aurora Baca is on the court also with Abby Mussman and Lindsay Nestor. Pass underneath by Staley is taken away, but they're going to call a double dribble on Fort Lupton. So back-to-back turnovers here by each team. As Fletcher now comes in for Heron. Keller to inbounds, right baseline of the basket as they get it into Nestor. Back to Mussman, now back to Nestor. Little jumper from the paint is up and good for Nestor. Her first bucket of the night. Now Castanuela, as they get the ball down court, that shot is going to be up and good for Ashley. She was left alone under the basket. Now they get the ball up to Staley across court. Now back to Keller. Mussman on the high right wing. Holds the ball. Now they get it to Nestor. Now to Baca. Baca has a little trouble with it, but he does get it to Nestor. Cross court to Staley. Staley with a little head fake. She is going to be bumped. So that will put Castanuela with 4 fouls now. That is 6 team fouls on Fort Lupton, so they will not be shooting yet. So Castanuela to go out, and Delgado comes in for the Lady Blue Devils as Keller looks to get in. She gets it into Staley. Staley out on the left high wing, being double teamed. Now she gets it to Nestor. Nestor back to Staley in the left corner. She being double teamed. I think they're going to call a foul on Castillo. Be her first. That will be the 1-and-1 now, and that will send that Staley to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. As Heron comes in for Castillo. So Staley with her first free throw is up and good. So she will earn a second. Staley on the year from the free throw line is shooting at 57%. And that one is also in, rattles around but does go down. 11 points on the night for Lauren Staley. 13-point lead now, 40-27 with 6:42 to go here in the game. As Delgado brings the ball down, she hands it off to Heron on the left side, being guarded by Baca. Ashley now, they're going to call a jump, a possession arrow to the Blue Devils. As they will now inbounds left baseline of their basket as they look to get the ball in, and they finally do get it into Delgado. She's being guarded by Mussman. Delgado picks up her dribble. Now kicks it off to Heron out on the left high wing. Give and go to Ashley, and that shot is going to be up and good for Ashley. Fort Morgan gets the ball up court into the hands of Nestor. Now she gets it off to Mussman. Mussman to Keller to Staley. Right side, her jumper is and off the rim, but does bounce in for Lauren Staley. They keep that 13-point lead, 42-29, with 5:50 to go in the contest. Game the Lady Mustangs would really like to win to keep that advantage over Vista Peak for that third place in the Colorado 7 League. Delgado now with the ball. She picks up her dribble, being guarded by Mussman. She kicks it off to Heron. Heron looked to Ashley for the give and go, but it was blocked nicely by the Lady Mustangs. Delgado now left side, kicks it off to Heron. Heron picks up her dribble, now back over to Delgado out on the left wing. Now it was going to be off of Fletcher and out of bounds, so turnover of Fort Lupton to the Lady Mustangs. 5:07 to go here in the contest, 42-29. Staley gets the ball up court, looks over to Coach Krackemeyer for her directions. And the ball is going to be out of bounds, and Staley thought it was off of Fort Lupton and let it go out of bounds, but apparently the ref saw it otherwise, so Fort Lupton 2 inbounds in front of their own bench as they get it into Delgado. Winsheimer at the scorer's table getting ready to come in at the next dead ball and knocked out of bounds by Fort Morgan. So Frick will now come back into the game for Nestor. Winsheimer will come in for Staley. And we're going to have a full timeout here, so we're going to take one with them. 42-29 Lady Mustangs on B106 and B106.com. Back here at Fort Morgan High School, where it's a doubleheader night as the Lady Mustangs have 4:51 to go here in this contest. The boys' game will come up shortly after that, around 7 o'clock, as Delgado has the ball being guarded by Mussman. Delgado keeps the dribble alive. Now she kicks it off to Heron out on the right side, picks up her dribble. Now it's going to go through the legs, but finally taken by Heron, but they're going to call a foul. And it looks like that will go on Mussman, I believe. We're going to give that one to Keller. So that will send Heron to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. Her first free throw is up and off the back of the rim and no good. Rebounded by Frick as she gets it off to Keller. Keller gets it to Winsheimer over on the right high wing, now underneath the Baca. Baca's jumper from the right side is up and good for Aurora Baca. 4 points on the night for Baca. Had a bucket in the third period, now one here in the. So Mustangs now up 15, 44-29 with 4:15 to go. Shot is going to be up and no good by Castanuela, taken away by Winsheimer. Now to Keller. Keller now to Mussman on the high right wing. Now to Baca. Baca's little jumper from the right side off the backboard is up and good. So a nice job here by Aurora Baca coming off the bench tonight. Up to 17-point lead. Now out to Heron out on the high right wing. Dribbles into the paint. Her shot is going to be up and no good. Rebounded by Fick. As a foul is going to be called, and that's going to go on Castanuela. She will be gone. And she has fouled out of this contest. She leaves with 8 points on the night. She averages 10.6, so she doesn't get to her average tonight. The free throw shooter will be Christina Frick, as it will be a 1-and-1. First one for Frick is off the back of the rim and no good. Rebounded by Fort Lupton as they get it into the hands of Delgado. Delgado being guarded by Mussman. Man-to-man defense here for the Lady Mustangs. They get the ball into Fletcher, but they're going to call a grab foul. I believe that's going to also go on Keller. That will be her fourth. So Frick, Lewis, and Keller each with 4. Staley with 3. Nestor with 2. Mussman and Winsheimer each with 1 foul. Staley getting ready to come back into the game. So we have a 1-and-1 here for Fletcher. And that is up and good. Her first point of the night for Fletcher. So Keller comes out, Staley back into the game. 16-point lead for the Lady Mustangs with 3:24 to go. 46-30. Second shot for Fletcher is off the rim and no good. Rebounded finally by Frick as it was tipped around there a couple of times. Now they get it into the hands of Mussman. Now she'll hand it off to Staley on the right side. She gets it up across half court. Winsheimer now out on the high right wing. She dribbles it all the way down, but it's going to be tipped away from her from behind by Heron. So Serena Wells comes into the game and Abby Mussman will come out. Serena Wells, a senior, 5'3" senior. Ball is into Baca and up at the bucket. 8 points on the night for Aurora Baca as Delgado now brings the ball up across half court and gets it off to Heron. 48-30. Now they're going to have a push foul called on the Mustangs. Nope, excuse me, they're going to call it an offensive foul on the Lady Blue Devils as Fletcher will commit her third. But no shooting foul because it's an offensive foul, so no shots will be taken by the Mustangs as they get the ball. Work the ball up court in the hands of Staley with 2:46 to go. See if the Mustangs can make this a 20-point lead as the ball is tipped away from Winsheimer, but Frick takes it back in the back court, and a foul is going to be called, I believe, on Heron. That will be 3 on her. So Frick will shoot 2 this time as it is 10 team fouls now on the...
Could put this up to a 20-point lead here.
It'd be nice if she could sink both of these right here, and that first one is up and good. By 10 points on the night for Frick. She sets for her second free throw, and that one is off the back of the rim and no good. Rebounded by Fletcher, but taken by Staley, and her layup is going to be up and no good. Staley gets her own rebound, puts it up and no good. This will be off of Ashley and out of bounds for Morgan Ball as they will inbounds left baseline. So Lewis comes back in, Keller comes in, and Amy Anderson got the nod tonight to suit up for the varsity, and she is into the game with 2:26 to go as they get it into Anderson. She is going to be called right away for the travel. So what kind of turnovers did the Mustangs have here in this second half?
The second half, they're sitting at 8 right now. The Lady Blue Devils sitting at 11.
So drive to the bucket by Delgado is no good, taken by Lewis. They're going to call Lewis for the travel. So turnover by the Mustangs as they got on the rebound. So Jimenez to inbounds. Nope, they're going to let Hinton inbounds. Mussman getting ready to come in for the Mustangs. Next dead ball as Delgado gets the ball being guarded by Wells. It's off the hands but run down by Jimenez. Going to be taken by Keller on the lazy pass. She's going to go all the way in for the layup, and it is going to be up and good for Keller. Her first 2 of the night. 21-point lead, 51-30 Lady Mustangs. So they will at least keep that 2-game advantage over Vista Peak, and it just depends what they do to know what Vista Peak does tonight. So Fort Morgan will retain that third position in the Colorado 7 League. And that foul is going to go on Anderson, her first. So that will send Jimenez to the line to shoot 2. Her first free throw was short and off to the side on the left side. Mussman comes in for Frick. So nice job by Frick tonight. 10 points and numerous. We don't have the exact count on the free throws or on the rebounds, but she's done a nice job on the boards tonight. Jimenez hits the second free throw. Now quickly down court to Lewis. Now back to Mussman. Mussman tries a shot from the left side, up and off the rim, no good. But rebounded by Lewis, and she puts it up and back in. First 2 points in the fourth quarter for Lewis. 16 points on the night for Lewis. As Delgado gets it to Hilton. Now back to Delgado. Delgado gets it. Return pass from Jimenez. She's being guarded by Wells. Runs it down after she loses control of it. Now through the hands of Jimenez, taken by Mussman. Now kicked off to Keller. Now back to Mussman out on the right wing. It's going to be taken away from her, though, as they get it up to Delgado. Now Delgado is going to be called for the travel. So 50.7 seconds to go here. The Lady Mustangs up 22, 53-31. This was an 11-point lead at the end of the third period. So Lady Mustangs, nice job here in this fourth period to pull away as they get the ball in bounds, but it's going to be off the foot of Serena Wells and out of bounds. Lady Blue Devils to inbounds as they get it into the hands of Heron. Heron dribbled all the way down the paint. Now they're going to call a foul on the Lady Mustangs, and that will be on Mussman, her second. So that will send Heron back to the line to shoot 2. So Abby Mussman, Serena Wells, Haley Lewis, Amy Anderson, and Casey Winsheimer into the game, or in the game right now for the Lady Mustangs, as that first free throw is no good. Heron has only made 1 free throw tonight, so that makes her 1 of 4. Next one rolls around and goes in. So now the Blue Devils to put on full court pressure as we get the ball into the hands of Winsheimer. Down the right side past half court with 33 seconds. Now to Mussman out on the high right side, being guarded by Morgan. Now the Mustangs will end up throwing the ball away as the pass was wide on that far side with 24.6 seconds to go. Lady Mustangs up 21, 53-32. Clock rolls here with 20 seconds. As Heron dribbles it into the lane, kicks it back out. Now a 3 for Ashley is up and good for Ashley. Down to 8 seconds now. We get the ball to Mussman. Now it's going to be to Lewis. Lewis back to Mussman. Mussman's shot from the right side does count. So Mussman, for her first bucket of the night, makes it a 20-point lead. And that's where the game will come to an end. So at the end of the game, the Lady Mustangs over the Lady Blue Devils, 55-35. We will take a break and then be back with the post-game show on B106 and B106.com. Back here with Corey Riddle, this is Brian Nickel. The Fort Morgan Lady Mustangs come out victorious tonight, 55-35 over the Lady Blue Devils. This Fort Morgan Mustangs postgame show is brought to you by Morgan Community College. Find out why Morgan Community College is the best choice for your higher education. Visit MCC online at www.morgancc.edu or stop by the campus for a personal advising session. MCC, here to help you imagine your possibilities, believe in yourself, and achieve your goals. For the Lady Mustangs, nice job tonight as they will retain third place in the Colorado 7 League with the victory tonight. Now scoring for the game for the Lady Blue Devils, leading the way for them is Ashley with 17, Castanuela with 8, Georgia Heron with 4, Hilton and Johnny Heron each with 2, Jimenez and Fletcher each with 1 for their 35. For the Lady Mustangs tonight, the leading scorer is Kaylee Lewis with 16. Lauren Staley is next at 13, followed by Frick with 10. And then Aurora Bach, a nice job on the points tonight. She comes up with 8. And then Nestor, Mussman, Winsheimer, and Keller each with 2 for the Fort Morgan 55. From the free throw line tonight, the Lady Mustangs were 6 of 11 for 54.5%. The Blue Devils were only 10 of 22 for 45%. Corey's got some rebounding and turnover numbers for us.
As far as rebounds go tonight for the game, the Lady Mustangs sitting at 15. The Lady Blue Devils sitting at 12. Turnovers, the Lady Mustangs were sitting at 19 tonight, and the Lady Blue Devils sitting at 24. We're looking to hopefully get another nice game here tonight. Hopefully I'm really confident that the Mustangs can pull this out tonight. Where they're 8-1 right now, and I think the Fort Lupton Blue Devils, they're at 5-4. You said
5-4 in league play. But,
so it shouldn't be that bad. It shouldn't be, as long as they don't get too overconfident. I think that they'll be able to pull this out tonight.
Yeah, I don't think they will. Just the way they came out and played the other night, they knew it was a big game, and I think they realize that each game now, if they want to keep that lead in the Colorado 7 League, they're going to have to win out to end up in first place, and hopefully it'll give them a first round game for the state at home. So
that last time they came out hot. So hopefully they'll do it again tonight, and we'll come out with the victory.
So we will go ahead and take one more break and then come back with some more info on the boys game on B106 and B106.com.